What's up, Riverdalians, and welcome back to the River's Edge. I'm Abby, and Haley is not here today, unfortunately, but it's all right. I'm holding down the fort over here, and today I have a very, very, very special guest, a very good friend of mine, and honestly, the captain of the Varchie ship, Vic, aka Andsmile. This is very exciting. I'm very excited to have you on here, and of course, because it's me and you, we got to talk about Varchie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
It's our favorite
so
thing to talk about.
of course, yeah, it's our favorite thing to talk about. It's our favorite ship. Because how could it not be?
Yeah, they're
Like,
perfect.
yeah. I mean, and if you disagree, I don't know. Then
I
maybe,
mean, to
maybe
each
this
their
will
own.
teach their own. But I don't know. We're gonna talk about them today, and I really just wanted to pick your brain, and I feel like I have many times before, but like now I really wanted to get into it, and like really like racking our brains together here.
Let's do it.
So, yeah, all right. I have a bunch of things written down. So, first off, I think you can't talk about Varchi without talking about how misunderstood they are by the fandom.
Well, first of all, thank you, Abby, for inviting me. That's
Thank you
really
for
fun
being
to
here.
do. I remember back in the pandemic days, we tried like a little Varchi podcast back on Tumblr, and it was super fun to do it. And I mean, most of those people are already gone from the fandom, but I am really glad to be talking about them again. They are my favorites. And I know you love them so much. And I know whenever I need to talk to someone about them and no one is listening, I just go to you and I know you will talk
Yeah,
about
I'm
them here.
always happy to listen.
So first, I think just a little heads up, my English is not my first language. So if I get a little
No, you're good.
confused along the way, we are here. But yeah, you said about them being misunderstood. I feel like mainly it's because of Veronica. Most shows and books and things that portray Veronica type character, like the strong girl, like the one that doesn't give much that she doesn't really apologize for being herself
Hmm.
and being like sexy and being a little bit femme fatale, the kind of thing. This kind of archetype, it's very misunderstood in media. And I feel like it's the one thing that makes them so misunderstood is that they don't really think she deserves them, she deserves him, or people don't think like Archie deserves her or that she deserves him. So yeah, I think that's the problem here. I think that's why they are like depicted as really sexual characters,
Yeah,
shallow ship or whatever.
yeah, that's good. I never actually thought about it in that way. Like, I've always thought about it from the Archie point of view because people that don't ship Varchie, it's usually always like, oh, she doesn't deserve Archie, or Archie doesn't deserve her. I've never thought about it in the way that it's really comes down to the characters, like to her character specifically.
Yeah,
That's
and I feel
good.
like if you get other pieces of media that have like a Veronica archetype girl, like even the Taylor Swift "You Belong with Me" thing,
Hmm.
like it's
Yeah.
always the girl who's popular and cheerleader and whatever. She always loses somehow to the other girl because I feel like it's easier for people to self-insert in Betty archetypes. So
That's
I feel like the most people that ship Betty and Archie, they always say that Archie doesn't love her enough, like Veronica enough, or doesn't love her at all. And on the contrary, people who are fans of Veronica, they are really sometimes pissed about what happened in the show or whatever.
hmm
And I feel like this is just if you sit down and you think about Varchi as a whole and as two characters that don't have that much in common, but they have the biggest thing in common, which is their huge hearts.
hmm
I think this is like when you start to understand them and try to go past the archetypes and the cliches and all. What I was gonna say about other pieces of media is that like I think about One Tree Hill a lot. Like Brooke Davis is Veronica, like she's totally a Veronica type, and she also lost to the other girl, like in this
hmm
their show, and that's a lot of that. And I think it's the main reason why they're not so popular and they're not so depicted as being deep because they think Veronica is shallow. And that's because she's fashionable and she's unapologetic. and all these kind of things. So yeah,
That's good. That's that's a really amazing answer.
thank
I
you.
really that really sums it up perfectly. Totally. 100%.
What do you
And
think?
I think that you're totally right, and I don't think I could word it that great because honestly, I have never really fully thought about it in that
Mm-hmm.
way before. Because usually when you have a character that is, I guess, like you could say, they're Veronica. Usually they're depicted a certain way, and on the surface, it totally could look like Veronica is, shallow and rude and whatever, like the mean girl, but she's not. And when you look at her, like truly look at her, you know that she's not. But if you're not looking at her, you don't care about her, you don't understand the character, then that I could totally understand where that misconception would come from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's also like trying to, about like when you look at it from the Archie side, like you said, I think people don't ship them like because of his actions and stuff that happened. But even before, even when there was nothing of that, like even before season 4, people were just like they were comparing Varchie to Bughead to other ships in the show, and everything would be more serious, more deep. Whatever happened in the show, it didn't matter because it was always like this misconception, this preconception of them
Mhm.
being shallow already. And I really think 100% is because of how people see Veronica and how she's like presented to us as the anti-hero, like the
Yeah.
anti-Betty. The
Speaking,
anti-hero ending up with the hero is like, for people, it's kind
yeah,
of, some people don't like that. I do. I
yeah,
think that's what makes them not
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, totally. I totally agree on that. And, speaking of Betty, the comics, I think a big part of it, of their, like how they're misunderstood by the fandom absolutely comes from the comics because in something like Archie where there's hundreds and hundreds of different people that have taken on these characters in different versions, different stories, different years, like how many people? You can't even like name a number really. And so in some comics, I've noticed because I have almost 1,000 of them.
Hmm.
I think I'm up to like 990 something, right?
It is so cool.
And thank you.
You have
And
such a cool collection. Like
thank
people,
you
you
so
need to see
much.
that one day. She needs to do a podcast only about her
Yeah,
collection.
I will. Yeah, me and Haley, that was one of the first things that we said we were gonna do, like once we got everything up and running over here.
Hmm.
So, even me as a huge, huge Varchie fan, I'm not gonna say I'm the captain because that's totally your title.
Ah,
Like
well, that's
100,
you saying it. I'm not gonna be self-proclaimed anything.
well, I'm saying it. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
proclaiming
yeah.
you as that.
Thank you.
So, yeah, like even I, as somebody who adores them, I read the comics sometimes and I'm like, I could totally get where if you just read this one iteration, why that would be your feelings on this ship. Because
Mm,
if it really all comes down to in the comics, I mean, although in literally the most iconic photo of them, which is the three on the milkshake,
yeah.
his eyes are on her. But
Hmm.
it really all comes down to who the writer's preference was.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? Because
Yeah, I believe like it's not, the Archie Comics doesn't have an end game, and it will not have it. Like it's never
yeah,
gonna happen.
sadly.
Like, and it's fine. That's part of the fun. Like even the series like Life with Archie, where he marries Veronica, then he marries
Mm-hmm.
Betty, then it was all a dream. Like he didn't marry anyone. That's part of it. I mean, you cannot have one ship without the other, I guess, because of the whole comics thing. And like I see how people did not ship them in the comics as well. Although I am a Team Veronica like 100% in the
Me too.
comics, because she's so funny. Like the
Yeah,
main thing for
totally.
me is that she's really funny. And then in more serious comics, she's just very generous and very a great heart, like a big heart, like I said before.
Yeah.
So I can see that in the comics as well. I was gonna tell you, like, I'm from Brazil, so we didn't grow up with the Archie comics here, like at all. we didn't know. Like I going to Riverdale, I didn't know what was a Veronica, what was a Betty, what was an Archie. Like I saw a picture of them on Tumblr, and I thought, oh, cute, like I'm gonna watch this show. So when I got into it, and I realized that they were like the blueprint for all the other archetypes, like for ships and all. I kind of understood, like I've always been a Varchie in my heart.
Yeah.
Like I've always cheered and I've always looked like to that kind of ship in other shows. And that was what was like so appealing to me as well. Cause like when I started watching it, I was like, this they are the ones, like they are the first to do this. And
Yeah.
that was really fun. Like I
100%.
didn't even know about the Arch comics before. It's not a big thing outside like of the US, I guess.
Yeah.
Now it is because of Riverdale, but
Yeah. Yeah, totally. That's actually some people who are like more into the Archie comics. Like when I was, this is like a little bit of a tangent here, but
hmm
I was in this Discord group for the Archie comics, and it's all these people, they just absolutely hate Riverdale.
Riverdale.
And it's like they hate it. They absolutely despise it. They absolutely hate it. And I'm like, Riverdale brought so many new people to Archie. Like it
Oh, it's
really,
true.
really did. Like it gave them
Maybe it wouldn't
like
have been survived like without it,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
Because
that
like
totally.
printed page and all, I guess it brought like a whole new light to it.
Yeah, it brought a whole new life to it, a whole new generation of people that is gonna carry on the legacy and carry on talking about Archie, reading Archie, and maybe even making more comics, like
Yeah.
working with Archie. Like it really is so important. Like I think like the comics, like
Oh, I
and
love
all
them.
up
Like
to
after
yeah,
I
of course.
I, I really started like looking. I think it was in season three when Virtue were broken up and our part of the fandom. You weren't around, I guess. Like it was a long time ago.
It was
I'm
a long
old.
time ago. I wasn't really on that side of the
I think
fandom or the internet.
you weren't anywhere. It was just
No,
like a bunch of
I
people
was
in.
somewhere, but not there.
Yeah, yeah, not in the fan. I wasn't on Twitter or Wax. I don't know. We can call it Twitter, right?
Twitter, yeah.
I wasn't on Twitter yet, but on Tumblr and other like Reddit, other websites, they were really like famous. Yeah, I remember it was in season three. The fandom was losing their minds because of Veggie, and
Oh, I'm
they were like
sure.
really because Charles and Cammy started dating, and everybody
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, Barchi is ending forever," and all. And I got into it. I stopped watching the show for a minute, like to breathe. And then I
Hmm.
started reading comics, and it was like the experience. It was so fun. Veronica is so good in the comics.
Yeah.
Hiram is the funniest guy in the world. Like, guys, if you want to have a good time, you should read the Archie comics. It's really
Yeah.
fun. Like,
Or the cartoons. There's a lot of good
the
Varchie in the
cartoons are
cartoons.
hilarious as well. It's so
I
good.
love the cartoons. We got to do an episode about that too because like I love them. I
They
mean,
are really fun. Yeah.
I was annoying the crap out of my mother, like
hmm
watching Archie's Fun House, like on the TV. And I'm 19 years old. I'm a little bit, too old
hmm
for that. But
Girl, I'm in my 30s. You are not so old. Like that's what I
even
was
my
gonna
little
tell you
brother
that.
was judging me. My
Oh
little
well,
brother was,
what can you do? People will
yeah, but
judge.
they're so good. I love it. I don't care. I mean, like people gonna say, "Oh, you like, it's for kids, whatever." But I think it's so fun. It's so fun, and there's so many different ones too.
It is
And
fun. And you're
that's
allowed to have fun at whatever age, like you can
yeah,
have your interests and be like
yeah.
yourself, and that's all right.
That's part of why I think they're so awesome too, Varchi. Because if you look, and I'm looking around my room right now at all the
Mm-hmm.
different comic book related or Archie comic related stuff I have, it's just they're everywhere. Like
They are.
I have this box for Archie car model from like the 70s and 60s
Mm-hmm.
maybe. And it's one of the rarest things I have in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on it. Veronica and Archie. Literally
Yes,
this
it's a
little
ship that will
jalopy.
never go
Yeah.
away.
This
Like they
little
will never go
jalopy I
away.
have. of all the characters, of all the stickers that they could have included, it's Archie plus Veronica carved on the seat on the sticker.
Ah,
It's
it's
like
so good.
they're everywhere.
They're
They
everywhere.
really are. Like they're
They really are.
so iconic, and I maybe this is a hot take, but I really think that they are like the most iconic ship from the Archie comics.
I feel like I will go out on a limb here and say that they are, but Barchi
Hmm.
is too, like I don't want to
Yeah,
be
no, I know that.
I think
But
they
like,
both are, and but what I like about like them is how it was really iconic the way that she showed up. Like I think it was in the 40s. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think she showed up first time in the
yeah,
40s, and she was a completely different type of character, like for that age, that day and age.
yeah,
And he was just like drooling over her, and he is to this day. Like
they
it's
all
been
were.
what 80, 90 years of Archie drooling over Veronica and
It's
like
iconic.
being completely
Iconic.
crazy about her and her toying with him, but him being the love of her life. It's like it's been almost a century of that, and it will continue to be like people will ship them. Like when you and I are no longer here, like me first, I
Yeah.
guess. But
Oh no. The
but yeah, I
Varchies of the
guess
future. If you're
they will be
listening to
here.
this,
It's one
yeah, if
of
you're
these
listening
iconic
to this,
ships.
shout out
Like
to you.
it's one of these iconic ships that will like Romeo and Juliet, like from
Yeah.
literature, because Archer comics are literature somehow. So
Yeah.
I guess it's one of the most iconic ships in the world, and I
In the
will
world,
be.
totally. Yeah. I mean, I won't discredit Barchi. I mean, they are iconic
No, no, they
too.
are. I guess they are.
Yeah,
And like
but
I don't hate like okay, let's get this out of our way. I don't hate them. It's okay. Like it's whatever. I hated the experience in the fandom. I
oh
like to
yeah.
add them in my fanfics. Like whenever I write, you see there's always some Varchie in it, like other than Varchie being the main ship.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
Archie is always around, and I think it's okay because it's part of it, it's part of Archie,
That's
it's part of
true.
everything. So I can see why they are loved. I just don't agree with many takes of the
Yeah,
fan.
I could see it. I could see like people liking the tropes 100%.
Yeah,
Like it makes sense to me. I understand why. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, I don't get why anybody cares. Like
no, yeah,
I
it's
could
true.
understand it, but that doesn't mean that I have to like it or you have to like it, you know?
No, no, and definitely like I didn't like when I was reading the comics. I didn't like them in the comics, and I
Me
didn't
neither.
like them in Riverdale. So I don't think I will like them. But like I said, it's just like I understand why people
It's all
do, and
right.
it's fine. And I
Yeah.
feel like the execution of many plots was really bad. Like
Really, yeah. Mm-hmm. I
some things
mean,
that they could have done with them that would have been great was not done. So yeah,
totally. Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
try
Mm.
to have everything. Like I feel like in Riverdale, they try to either have their cake and eat it too. Like they
Yeah.
tried to have Barchi, they tried not to break up Buckhead and Varchi, and it kind of derailed the whole story they were building. But
Yeah.
that's
I
fine.
mean,
That's okay. It's
happens a
gone. Like
lot
it's past
with
us.
them, which, I think loving something, you have to be able to criticize it a little bit. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm, shitting on Riverdale or anything.
No, no,
But,
no.
there's a lot of things that really, really should have and could have been done a lot different. And I think that Barchi is totally one of
Yeah.
those things.
Because I
Like,
feel like if it was written in a certain way, maybe some people would have jumped ships. I don't know. Like maybe.
maybe.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I would because I don't think I would, but like
No, I wouldn't.
some other people could have. And it was done in
Yeah.
such a way that I guess most people were pissed instead of
Yeah.
like trying to figure out like what was going on there.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
and they kind of doubled down and did it again, like not the cheating, I'm not even talking about that, like the whole trying to do everything at the same time, they did it
Yeah.
again, and it wasn't it, like in my
No.
opinion. I guess if you sit down with a Barchi here one day, maybe they will tell you something else, but like that's
Yeah.
my opinion on
I
that.
think that if it was done in a different way, people would still like Varchie's Bugheads would still not. like it. If you're
Yeah,
a true shipper of Bughead or Varchie, right? But I
yeah,
think
I
that
don't know. Because I feel like people can multi-ship,
yeah,
like
I
it's
know, but
fine.
like what I was gonna say is like I think it had the effect where it made people, even if maybe they didn't necessarily care for it, it made them really hate it. I
Yeah,
think it made some people who, obviously there's
yeah,
fans that they hate it anyway and hated it before. Like I hated it before, but after that just made me not like it even more. So I think that
yeah.
had the effect where it's making people not like it. It's like, oh, I
Because
didn't care before, but I really hate it now.
Because I went through into season 4 knowing that it would happen, not knowing that Betty and Archie would happen in certain way. Because one they teased it in season 3 ending, like with the three of them on the bonfire and all. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then without Jughead and all, and I thought like it was going to be done because I really thought they were gonna break up Varchi for graduation. I really thought that. Like it was clear in my mind that this was gonna happen. But then like the way they tried to tease and did it, for me, it was really like bad writing actually. There's just that. Like
Yeah.
not I see what they tried to do, but instead of like making them fall apart like the other ships like Varch and Bughead. They wrote them really strong in that season, and they didn't give Betty and Archie enough like to stand on,
Yeah.
in that season to make it believable what
To warrant
happened in
that.
that way.
No.
But all
That
right.
haunts me to this day. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
I think I'm over it. Like I really
Yeah,
think
I don't know. It's just like whenever I rewatch it, it's like I can't believe that Betty fucking cheated on him because he wasn't doing his homework. It's so stupid. It's
it is
so
so stupid.
stupid.
At least
Like,
like I feel like it's terrible anyway, but Archie had a better reason, I
yeah,
guess. Like
like okay, I'll give him that. I mean, I hate it. It's stupid. It's wrong. It's bad. But
it's out of
that's
character.
it's out of character, and I
It's
think
out of
that's
character. Yeah.
part of why it is so hated because it did come out of nowhere and it
Yeah.
was so out of character for them, and
And
also the timing.
doing it in the musical episode as well, like it
Oh
was
yeah.
such a cop out because they could have done like a serious, like they didn't write a serious fight for them. Like they didn't write
No.
like a serious problem or conversation like they did in season 2, for example. Like when Varchi and Bughead broke up in the same episode. That was like a build up, a serious question there, like what's going on. For Jughead, it was the serpents. For Veronica, it was like her emotional problems. So
Yeah.
like that kind of made sense if they kissed in that like that plot, that storyline. But then like in season 4, it was just like, oh, we're singing a song about I don't know. It's just that
Exquisite
episode.
Corpse.
Yeah. It's a good song though. I'll give you
It's a
that.
good
It's a fun
song. I'll
song,
give it
yeah.
that. Yeah, I'll give it like honestly I
And
don't
Origin
like
of
that
Love is
episode,
also a good
but
song. I'm not gonna say it's not like it's a
yeah,
good
I mean, I don't think they have any bad songs. I
they'd have
mean,
some bad songs.
they have some, but I don't think any are like, oh my God, this is the worst thing I've ever heard.
No,
Like
no,
they're
no.
all, some of them I'm like, I don't want to sit through this, but
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think I was really more pissed at season 5 than I was
Oh,
at,
you want to talk about that?
I don't know, do I?
About season five, Archie? Think you do.
I mean, season 5 Archie was everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Until,
everything.
yeah.
It was amazing until it wasn't. And it will haunt me for the rest of my life. I was talking about it like with another person the other day. Like it will haunt me for the rest of my life how they build up such a perfect storyline for reuniting them, and they did reunite, and like out of the fucking nowhere Veronica comes with those problems. Like
I know.
that was not her storyline in that season. That was not her storyline. Like it was kind of clear she needed to get out the whole New York scene so she could heal and all, and then all of a sudden, no, I need to be in New York. Come on, that's not like that was not it. And if they had given more time and maybe like, oh, it was Chad, it was like his death, it was whatever, But no, it just like looked like she was bored. And okay, so I'm bored with this guy that I love my whole life. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And like really they tried to prop the other ship with that. And that's like what pissed me off more
Yeah.
even than the cheating,
I
you know?
know. It's because we had it so good and now we
It
just
was
had
it
it
was it was
so
so good.
bad.
So
Like,
suddenly too, because if you watch
yeah,
517, you cannot imagine this coming.
I know. It's
And I think
crazy.
it's the same thing as season four. Like if you watch the four, but I think season four even had more build up than that. Like for real, it did
Yeah,
have build up. Season five is just like absolutely a mess. But as for Archie, it was great. Like it was
it
some of their
was.
my favorite scenes of them. Archie was so good. Like he was so serious. They had a chemistry was on fire. Like KJ and Cammy have the best chemistry ever. But
Oh,
like
of course. I have that written down. I have that
we're
written down.
slowly going down your topics. And yeah, I feel like it was on point. The writing was good. Everything was fine. Even the whole like I want to wait for the divorce papers and all. I could understand all of that, and I get why she was working with Reggie as well. Like I
Hmm.
could see like the partnership and all, but at the same time, like it was just so out of nowhere. I will say that Veggie was less out of nowhere than
Yeah,
like
I'll say
than
that.
that point. You know, that was really. But you know, it was Veronica not choosing him that was really like threw me off. Like
Yeah,
her not wanting to be with him anymore, like not even as a girlfriend, not even as whatever. Like they could have done this better.
yeah. And
Oh
that's
well.
unfortunately the case with most things. So the next thing I wanted to ask you, and somebody actually requested this, and I really couldn't think of anybody better to ask this to,
Okay.
because you are like the writer that I know.
Yeah, thank
At
you.
least
Well,
for Varchie or
I'm the
for
only
Riverdale.
virtue writer at the moment, so
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that we got you though. Like
yeah.
of anybody to be our writer because you and anyone that's listening to this, if you haven't read her stuff, you have to go read it right now. Like right after you're done listening to this, like you have to go read it. It's And
Well,
Smile on AO3, Archive of
it
Our
is.
Own, and
And on
you're
Tumblr, the
on
same thing.
Tumblr. Okay. Yeah,
I
you
write
guys
some
gotta go
stuff
read.
there too.
Yeah, you guys gotta go read her stuff because she's amazing and
Thank you.
you really like I know I always tell you this, especially after I read Him for the Missing, which is one of my personal favorites from
Thank
you.
you.
I think might be my favorite. I
Okay.
love that one so much. And it's just you get both of the characters so perfectly. Like truly so perfectly. It's like it's just amazing. You are just amazing, truly. Because usually when you read a fanfic, especially for Varchie, they either get one of them right or neither of them right.
Yeah.
Especially they never get them both. And you get them
Yeah.
both. And it's incredible. I wanted to ask you about your process. Is there anything that you do to get in the headspace to write? Is there
Ah,
anything that you need as you sit down to write?
I
Like, tell
need
me
to be
about it.
alone first thing. Like I cannot write if I'm on a plane, on a bus, whatever. I cannot. If there are people around, I'm just like cannot pay attention to what I'm doing. But other than that, I just like for Varchi especially. I started writing in a really bad time in my life. Like for Varchi, my mom had was sick and she was passing away. Like she just like my first fic it was Your Soul, and it was on season two. After they break up, the first time they break up because they
Hmm.
broke up so many times. But yeah, I wrote that there was like a hiatus in the middle of it, and I was coping with my mom's death, and I kind of like poured myself into it, and it was really like I've always been a fanfic writer since I know myself. Like I've written fics since I'm 11 years old, so it
Wow.
was like new. But for Varchi it was really special because it was like a grieving process
Hmm.
in a way, and I feel like I connected a lot with Archie doing that because Archie was like the character that was kind of grieving in Riverdale, even though Fred wasn't
Yeah.
dead yet. Like he had the whole shooting thing on the first episode and all.
Right.
So I feel like I connected a lot with him. And from that, I just like, since I was so into Archie's headspace, I was falling in love with Veronica as well, like he was in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel
Yeah.
like this kind of gave me like a good idea, and I started looking at him like a different character, because I feel like in season one, even though now I watch season one back and I do see all the things that I missed the first time I watched, but I feel like he had different problems than other people. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't the same kind of problem. No one was a mobster, no one was a killer, no one, and he
Mm-hmm.
was just like this normal guy trying to get through it. And then after writing my first fic, I watched back season one, and I like kind of saw the Grundy thing happening again that I didn't pay attention to in the first time I watched, and that really punched me in the gut somehow, that I missed it. And which is why I started writing Lake Michigan, which is like, I think, the big one. And I
Yeah.
will finish one day. I promise. I promise. I know I haven't updated in like forever, but I promise one day, if you're still around, like in maybe a couple of years, it will be out. I swear. But anyway, and in that one, it's basically their daily lives, and I hadn't really written about Veronica yet, just like Archie. The first fic is all Archie. The
Yeah.
second one, which is like Michigan, I tried to do both characters, and then I started like paying attention to her more as well. And since that fic is like every chapter is basically like a week or a day, I got to do to write them doing things like really detailed things, like day by day stuff. And I really like their characterization there. I know it's different from canon, but I kind of got to know them like my kids. I call them my kids, so I kind of
I love it.
kind of got to know my kids better, like in that process. And I feel like now it's really like me trying to fix whatever my canon did to us
Yeah.
in some
I
ways.
love
But
that.
now, like for process, I don't have like a normal process. I just like some idea comes to my mind. I normally go to one of my friends. Like normally it's a scene from the old Fuck Yeah Varchie.
Oh,
Remember
I
that?
love it. Yeah, yeah.
So normally it's her, or it's one of the older fic writers that are not in the fandom anymore.
Sad.
Unfortunately, it was Monica Posh
Oh, yeah. Good
and
stuff.
Tuesday's Child and the Eternal Blue. That those are
Good
my girls.
stuff.
Like these are my best friends, like ever. Like these five kids I told you about, like the five girls, they are the best girls in the world. Like Riverdale brought me so many good friends all around the world, and I can get to see them. I've met their families. I've been there. Like it's crazy. It's so good.
I love that. Yeah.
But yeah,
That,
normally I go to one of
yeah.
them, whoever has the time to hear me, and I'm like, so I have this idea.
I
And I
love it.
try like I have this idea that Veronica is doing that and Archie is doing that, and then they meet or whatever, they meet again or whatever comes. And I remember that for him, you talked about him, and it was a year, like a full year writing that constantly. Like it's 12 chapters, so I guess I was one chapter per month. So I was like very, very, because I feel like I like season seven as a concept, like in a way. I think it could have been done better again. Like so
Of
many things,
course. Yeah.
there were so many things from the comics that
Yeah.
they didn't go, like the fact that they
God,
didn't have
yeah.
Darchi in it, because
That's an episode of its own, and I feel like that might step on some toes, but I gotta speak my truth, you know?
yeah, no, I feel like the main thing for me there is just like, yes, they stopped all the plots, even though season six didn't end well for us. Like I feel like it could have been done something
Did
with
it
that.
end well for anybody?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I mean, I don't know. I did anybody want that to happen? No. Like, did
I
anybody want
guess
them to
like
get
what I
fucking
meant is
blown up?
the what I meant is was more like
Yeah,
Archie
I
and
know. I
Betty
know what you mean.
and stuff. So even though it didn't end well for us, I think that if they had stayed in the real life, whatever that
Oh
was,
yeah, no.
first of all, in season six and all, very funny, like a really hilarious season. But anyway,
Yeah, I know.
Um,
There's so many missed opportunities, but
Yes, I felt like they could have done something bigger or maybe like more a little more tragic because I remember Roberto once saying that they wanted to do like what was the what did he call it? It was like a goodbye thing, no, like euthology. It was like a euthology type of ending. That's what he wanted to do for season 6, and then he thought, no, that's too dark, so I'm not gonna go there. And that was like my idea for it when I was started writing him. It was like, what if they actually didn't survive the comic? What if they died? Like, and
hmm.
what if they couldn't bring everybody back because magic is gone? And like, what would happen if Archie stopped like being invulnerable and like started feeling things again? Because like, and I feel like this is probably gonna get me some hate, but season 6, uh, do I want to go there? Can I go there,
Yeah,
Abby?
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, season 6, I feel like whatever, no hate to any relationship except Veggie, that was terrible. But anyway,
Yeah.
I feel like Betty and Archie worked together. They did. It was good. It was okay
Oh,
for them. I do think so. But I
wow.
also think that KJ had a certain way of acting like Archie in that season that really felt
Totally.
like he wasn't feeling anything. Like because of the whole, superhero thing. I'm not saying that he wasn't feeling anything for Betty. I'm saying he wasn't feeling anything in general. And I feel like so in some scenes, like some things, he was so out of it. Like he was so spaced out.
Yeah,
And AJ is one of my favorite actors in the show. Like he's always been from season 1. I've always said like this is the best actor. And people were like, no, he's not good for you. You just don't understand what he's doing here. Like that's on
100%.
purpose, like this spacing out, this whole sometimes feeling like bored or I don't know, even annoyed. That was all on purpose. So I
Yeah.
feel like I didn't, unless they kind of told him, unless he was going through something in his personal life, I don't think that spacing out in season 6 was out of nowhere. Like he wasn't tired. It was like on purpose for some reason. And I feel like with the interviews that he gave to that Archie was not supposed to be feeling things emotionally as well in many instances.
Yeah.
And that's my whole process for him because like it's why did he get over Veronica so quickly?
Yeah.
And actually he didn't in my story. Like he was just not unable to feel any pain. So that meant emotional pain as well. And that's why he didn't
That's
realize
good.
that. So that was the whole thing. And I am a big Jarchi fan as well. Like I
Hell
was listening
yeah.
to you girls saying, and I was like, I want to talk about Jarchi.
I love it.
Best boys love them too. And so I thought that like what could be like after Fred, if Archie actually lost Jughead, he would lose his mind.
Yeah.
And I feel like and there were so many instances of him not being like the best friend he could have been to Jughead throughout the series. And I think that's like a flaw that it's from Jarchi. I think it's like meant to be like that. And but at the same time, like he loves that boy so much.
Yeah.
I felt like if he actually lost Jughead, he would lose it, and then he wouldn't be able to hold on to any like numbness anymore. He would have to feel everything. And that's how like it was written. And I really like the fic too. It's like one of my favorite fics that I've written. I like the way I've handled
I love it. I
everything. Thank
and
you. Thank you.
when it was coming out, it was like I got the notification, I saw that it came out, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta drop everything and read this right now. I love it.
I'm doing the post finale one now. It's a
Oh
totally
yeah.
different flavor, totally different flavor. Sometimes I'm like, what
I'm
am I
so
doing?
ready. I'm
Because
so
I'm writing
ready.
like all the ships at somehow writing all these four like relationships that I never even touched on before, like Jack and Veronica, Jack and Archie. Well, Jack and Archie, I guess I did touch in some places, but like even Betty and Archie I also write a lot like in my fix, but not
Yeah.
like they are not the main thing going on. But yeah, so I was writing everything. I'm like, what am I doing all this? But it's coming to like a place I want to come, and it's gonna be long but good. Let's
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
hope I can
all
finish
of your
it.
writing is amazing. So,
Thank
like,
you, thank you.
I'm
Let's hope I
tuned
can
in.
finish.
I'm tuned in
But
for
like
anything.
season six is so inspiring to write because it was so tragic for them. And I
Yeah,
guess like especially for Veronica, like that was so tragic. But I am an angst fan. Like I
me
really
too.
like angst. So you can say whatever, but that thing of her dying for him and going to heaven, like to the sweet hereafter, to get him
God,
back, and he has another like that was great. And that
that
was
was.
Roberto. And that's the thing, like whenever Roberto wrote, like whenever he was writing for Varchi. He was like getting his pen
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, I'm gonna write for Varchi. So
Hell yeah.
he did that in episode 13 of first season. He did that in the first episode of season two. That was some of the best Varchi materials in the episode, like the one of her confirmation. That was him. Like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of things that I love about Varchi, he was the creator of the show who wrote. And the last episode of season three, the
Oh,
first
I
episode
love
of
that
season
one.
three, which is my favorite episode.
I love
Wait,
season 3.
season three, first episode, first episode of season four, that's my favorite one. The one with Fred. And he wrote for Varchi there. He got Veronica being there for him more than anyone else. And well, of course, Jughead and Veronica are like the pillars in Archie's life. Like they are so that's the Archie Ronnie thing. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Archie Ronnie. So I feel like they were so brilliant. Like, and Roberto was always writing for them. And when it came to season six, he went and he wrote like that episode of her going to heaven to find him there, and that was awesome too. Like he really did do some good things for Varchi. And first episode of season seven,
Oh
Varchi
yeah.
having rom-com, perfect episode for them.
Until
Him
now.
clapping after she
Yeah.
like did like her little speech, that was amazing. I don't even know why how I got into that, but like the seasons thing. But I feel like whenever they are very, very tragic, I think that's where the writing comes easier for me. Like because I need to
Yeah.
make
That
sense
makes
out of
sense.
it and kind of dissect why they are doing like that. I have a series after the cheating thing, like the Hard Things Break series, which are three
Mm-hmm.
fanfics for one in each like point of view. It was like Archie first, then Veronica, then there's a Jughead interlude in the middle there, and then there's another one for Archie and for five, and another one for Veronica. And I feel like that was my healing process to whatever I didn't like about seasons one to four, you know?
Yeah.
And then I guess him is my healing process for whatever I didn't like in season six. And maybe this thing is just like a way to get Varchi an end game that makes sense in my head. It makes sense in my head, it makes sense in your head. Maybe it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense in anyone else's.
Well,
But
I don't think
I
I
the
think
beauty of
a lot
it,
of people, yeah, a lot of people would agree with us. I mean, but that's the beauty of it. You don't really have to, but you can't exactly tell us that we're wrong. And then
exactly.
like you can't
I
say
mean,
that you're wrong, can't say
everything
that
can
you're
be
right.
true. I think everything can be
Yeah.
true.
I mean, it
All
was the
these
yeah.
theories are just theories. Like there is no
Yeah, it was
actual.
just theories at the end of the day. I mean,
At the
I'm
end
not
of the
gonna
day, unless
yeah.
Roberto one day comes here in your podcast, because he
I
will.
know. Roberto, please.
Roberto, come
I
talk
would
about
love that
Varchi
so much,
here.
dude. God, I would love
Come
that
talk
so
about
much because
Varchi.
I have so many questions. I think I
So
might be
many,
a
so many
little
questions.
nervous, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to make sense to anybody. It
So
makes
yeah,
sense
unless he comes and says
to
something,
us. Yeah,
it's gonna
unless
not.
he says, "Oh yeah, this was the ultimate endgame ship." I don't think it's like even worth it to be like telling anybody that anybody is wrong or that
Yeah,
anybody is right
I
because
agree with you.
you know, like if it
And I think
makes
it's so good that people can finally like make their theories and live in their fandoms and be like
yeah,
in their corners of the like not
I
trying to
mean,
convince anyone
yeah.
otherwise.
I mean,
So
look at us. We're
look at
just
it.
I
Just
mean,
chilling.
Varchies have always been, especially like our, like we've always been like a really small group, but
Yeah.
especially now, It's like Varchies are just chilling. We're reading your stuff, watching Varchie edits. Shout out Varchie. She's gonna love
Shout
this.
out.
I'm not gonna tell her that I did that, by the way. But watching Varchie edits,
The best
just
editor out
reading.
there.
Yeah, we love her. We love her. But reading and smile fix, just
Just
chilling.
chilling, just
You
doing your
know,
thing.
I'm
I
just
always
collecting Varchie stuff, reading Varchie comics. And I think it's good that we're finally at a place where,
uh
at least
it,
for us, where we're just like chilling.
yeah, just chilling and believing our ideas of it. And yeah, I want to write that just so I put it on paper, like what I have in mind for them. And because I discussed it for a long time with Sin and the other girls, like I was always like, so this could have happened, and I think this happened, and I think this happened. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write this and see what happens. So
Yeah.
if you haven't read Fade Into You, Varchi California Endgame, that's
Yeah.
your cue.
That is, and honestly, guys, it is so worth it. Her writing is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you,
But
Abby. Makes me
of
really happy to
course,
hear that.
I truly mean that, bottom of my heart. Like
Oh, thank you so
absolutely.
much.
But one last thing, what's next? What are you
What's
writing
next?
next?
I was joking with the girls yesterday that I am gonna be the last Varchi standing at some point.
I'll always be here.
And then she said the same thing, and I think for the like the next thing is like we're gonna be still our 20 shippers, like 20 shippers just hanging out and talking about them and loving them. And then there's gonna be some other version of them, and we're gonna love them as well.
Yeah.
And like, I love the Indian Varchi ones. That was so cute, like the Hindi one
Oh yeah, on
was on
Netflix.
Netflix. They were so cute. And I think we're just gonna keep up
Keep on
doing what
loving.
we're
Keep
doing
on
and just
keeping
like
on.
chilling. And I'm gonna keep writing until I have everything in my mind out of my mind, like every
Never
idea I
never
have for
stop.
them.
Never stop.
Yeah, I mean, eventually at some point maybe, but not in the near future. And
It's
I
good to hear.
will I will finish everything I started, including Lake Michigan. I know it's been 5 years, people, but it's gonna come. And I don't know, maybe I will write something else. I will post it, and I hope you guys are always around and that we can
Yeah.
be friends. I love making friends on the internet.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
the most
this
fun
is
part.
like proof that you should talk to strangers on the internet sometimes, but you gotta
Yeah,
be careful.
it's
You
true.
gotta
No,
be
yeah,
careful.
be careful, guys. Don't do it. Like, please
Well,
check.
yeah. You gotta be very, very careful. But Vic, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
Abby.
I
We could
really,
have
really
stayed here
appreciate it.
hours talking.
Yeah, I know. But
Let's do it more often.
yeah, of course. Got to get you back on sometime. Maybe with Haley next time. Because
Maybe I
this
would
has
love to
been,
meet her.
yeah, this has been really, really great. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
See
Team
you
Varchi
guys.
forever.
Varchi forever.